Hey there, young explorers. Today, we're taking a journey back in time to discover the amazing seven wonders of the ancient world. These incredible structures were built thousands of years ago and were so magnificent that people still talk about them today. We'll not only learn about their original glory, but also see what has happened to them over time. So get ready for an exciting adventure into the past. 1. The Great Pyramid of Giza. Our first stop is in Egypt, where the Great Pyramid of Giza stands tall. Built around 4,500 years ago during the 4th dynasty of the Old Kingdom, this pyramid was constructed as a tomb for the pharaoh Khufu, also known as Cheops. The Great Pyramid was originally about 146 meters tall, but now stands at 138 meters due to the loss of the outer casing stones. It's made of around 2.3 million limestone blocks, each weighing about 2.5 tons on average. This marvel of engineering took about 20 years to complete and was the tallest man-made structure in the world for over 3,800 years. Inside, the pyramid has 3 main chambers: the King's Chamber, the Queen's Chamber, and an unfinished subterranean chamber. The precise alignment and construction techniques remain a mystery, showing the advanced understanding of mathematics and astronomy by the ancient Egyptians. Today, the Great Pyramid still stands as a symbol of ancient engineering marvels and attracts millions of tourists from around the world. 2. The Hanging Gardens of Babylon. Next, we travel to ancient Babylon, located in modern-day Iraq. The Hanging Gardens were said to be a breathtaking sight with lush greenery and flowing water, built by King Nebuchadnezzar II around 600 BCE for his wife Amytis, who longed for the green hills and valleys of her homeland. Descriptions from ancient texts depict a series of terraced gardens, reaching up to 75 feet high, with plants cascading down like a green waterfall. The gardens were said to have an advanced irrigation system that used water from the Euphrates River. However, there's a mystery surrounding these gardens because archaeologists haven't found definitive evidence of their existence, and they weren't mentioned in Babylonian texts. Some theories suggest they might have been confused with gardens built by the Assyrian king Sennacherib in Nineveh. Whether they were real or not, the legend of the Hanging Gardens continues to captivate imaginations and symbolize the beauty and ingenuity of ancient engineering. Number 3. The Statue of Zeus at Olympia. Now let's head to Greece to see the statue of Zeus at Olympia. Created by the famous sculptor Phidias around 435 BCE, this giant statue of the king of the Greek gods was made of ivory and gold-plated bronze. The statue sat on a grand throne adorned with precious stones and stood about 12 meters tall, almost as high as a 4-story building. Zeus was depicted seated, holding a statue of Nike, the goddess of victory, in his right hand, and a scepter topped with an eagle in his left. The statue was housed in the Temple of Zeus, which was also a masterpiece of Greek architecture. Pilgrims from all over the ancient world traveled to Olympia to see the statue, which was considered the epitome of Greek artistic achievement. Unfortunately, the statue was destroyed in a fire in the 5th century CE, and all that remains today are descriptions by ancient writers and small replicas. Despite its loss, the statue of Zeus remains one of the most celebrated works of ancient Greek art. 4. The Temple of Artemis at Ephesus. Our journey continues to Ephesus, in modern-day Turkey, where the Temple of Artemis once stood. This grand temple was dedicated to Artemis, the Greek goddess of the hunt and the moon. The first temple was built around 550 BCE and was financed by the wealthy King Croesus of Lydia. The temple was an architectural marvel, with 127 marble columns, each standing 18 meters high, and adorned with intricate carvings. It was one of the largest temples of the ancient world and served not only as a place of worship, but also as a marketplace and cultural center. Sadly, the temple was destroyed by arson in 356 BCE by Herostratus, who sought fame through this act. It was rebuilt even grander, but was later destroyed by the Goths in 262 CE and further damaged by earthquakes. Today, only a single column and a few remnants of the foundation remain, standing as a silent witness to the temple's former glory. Despite its destruction, the Temple of Artemis is remembered as one of the most splendid creations of ancient Greek architecture. Number 5. The Mausoleum at Halicarnassus. Next, we visit Halicarnassus in present-day Turkey, where the mausoleum was built. This grand tomb was constructed for Mausolus, a Persian satrap, and his wife Artemisia around 350 BCE. Mausolus ruled over Caria, and after his death, Artemisia decided to honor him with an elaborate tomb that would be remembered forever. The mausoleum was about 45 meters high and stood on a rectangular base, with each side adorned with relief sculptures created by four famous Greek sculptors, Scopas, Bryaxis, Leochares, and Timotheus. It featured a stepped pyramid roof, topped with a statue of Mausolus and Artemisia riding a chariot. The mausoleum was so impressive that it became the origin of the word mausoleum, meaning a grand tomb. Over time, earthquakes and invasions led to its destruction, with the final remnants being used by the Knights of St. John to build Bodrum Castle in the 15th century. Today you can still see some of its remains and sculptures in the British Museum, preserving the legacy of this magnificent wonder. Number 6. The Colossus of Rhodes. Our next wonder takes us to the island of Rhodes in Greece, where the Colossus once stood. This giant statue of the sun god Helios was built around 292 BCE to celebrate Rhodes' victory over the ruler of Cyprus. The Colossus was constructed by the sculptor Chares of Lindos and stood approximately 33 meters tall, which is about the same height as the Statue of Liberty from feet to crown. It was made of bronze plates over an iron framework and stood at the entrance of the harbor, welcoming sailors from all over the world. The statue took 12 years to build and was one of the tallest statues of the ancient world. Sadly, an earthquake in 226 BCE caused the Colossus to break at the knees and collapse. The pieces lay on the ground for over 800 years until they were sold by Arab conquerors. Today, no traces of the statue remain, but its legend continues to inspire awe and creativity. Modern proposals to rebuild the Colossus as a symbol of peace and unity show the lasting impact of this ancient wonder. 7. The Lighthouse of Alexandria. Our final stop is in Egypt again, where the Lighthouse of Alexandria once guided sailors safely to shore. Built on the small island of Pharos around 280 BCE during the reign of Ptolemy II, this lighthouse was designed by the Greek architect Sostratus of Cnidus. The lighthouse stood approximately 100 meters high, making it one of the tallest structures of the ancient world. It had 3 tiers, a square base, a cylindrical middle section, and a smaller, round top. At the very top, a mirror reflected sunlight during the day, and at night a fire was lit to guide ships. The lighthouse was so iconic that it became one of the most famous symbols of the ancient city of Alexandria. Unfortunately, it was heavily damaged by several earthquakes between the 10th and 14th centuries and eventually collapsed. Today, divers explore its underwater ruins, and some of its stones were used to build the citadel of Qaitbay in the 15th century. The Lighthouse of Alexandria remains a symbol of human ingenuity and a reminder of the ancient world's maritime heritage. And that wraps up our journey through the 7 wonders of the ancient world. These magnificent structures show us the incredible achievements of ancient civilizations and remind us of the power of human creativity and determination. Even though many of these wonders no longer stand, their stories continue to inspire and amaze us. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to Fact Fusion, and click the bell icon to stay updated on our latest content. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.